Hear ye, hear ye. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Mackenzie is now presiding.
You may be seated. Prosecution lawyers, please read your opening statement.
We are here because the Bear family's house has been broken into. Their porridge was disturbed, Wee Bear's porridge was gone, Mr. Bear's chair cushions were rumpled, and Wee Bear's chair was smashed and broken. Their beds were disturbed. They found Goldilocks in Wee Bear's bed. He should be charged with trespassing, breaking and entering, burglary, damage to property, and assault. Our witnesses will be Papa Bear, Brooke Fox, Chippy the Chipmunk, and Chiplin the Chipmunk. Goldilocks looks to be about 8 or 9 years old, with blonde hair, blue eyes. That day, he was wearing a blue shirt with tall brown boots. This leads the sheriff to believe that he was lost or that he was running away from home. The Bear family is very angry and believes he should have a severe punishment.
Defense lawyers, please read your opening statement.
I believe Goldilocks should not be accused but instead be proven innocent. The first reason is that he is only 8 years old. Another reason is he was just trying to have fun with his friends. I also noticed that the Bear family are accusing him of robbery. How can the Bear family accuse Goldilocks of robbery when he never threatened them or used actual force? The Bear family has no reason to charge Goldilocks of robbery when he didn't even commit to the robbery. He just softly knocked on the door and it opened. I don't think that softly knocking on the door of a house to see if anyone is home is using force. The Bear family can't accuse Goldilocks of criminal damage to property either, because he accidentally broke the chair, not on purpose. To be charged with damage of property, you have to damage or destroy the property on purpose.
The prosecution now calls their first witness to the stand.
The prosecution now calls Papa Bear to the stand. Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Witness, please read your opening statement.
Hi, my name is Papa Bear, and I am here because the defendant of the name Goldilocks has been caught in my house, has broken a chair, eaten our porridge, laid in our beds, and then ran from the scene of the crime. Now, as many of you know, she should be charged with many crimes. Those crimes will include breaking and entering, trespassing, assault, burglary, and damage to property. And these are all felonies and could have severe punishments, such as large fines or prison. Now, we think the Goldilocks is very guilty because she obviously knew not to walk straight into our house. Because any parent would teach their children not to walk into a house that is not their own without permission. That is what I think about the defendant of the name Goldilocks.
Prosecution, you may now begin questioning your witness.
What were you doing at the time of the crime?
At the time of the crime, I was on a walk with the rest of my family. I was on the walk because our porridge needed to cool. And while we were on the walk, 2 chipmunks named Chippy and Chiplin told me someone was in my home.
Do you have any evidence? If so, what?
When I got home, I found 11 pieces of evidence in my home. First, an open door, and then 3 bowls of porridge eaten out of. 3 chairs jumped on, 1 broken. 3 beds slept in, 1 containing Goldilocks. The final piece was a jump rope that she left behind.
What do you think he should be charged with?
As many of you already know from my opening statement, I think she should be charged with breaking and entering, trespassing because she knocked on our door until it opened, then walked in with no permission. Also, assault, because she broke a chair which costed $325. Also, theft and damage to property, because she ate our porridge while we weren't home.
What happened after the crime? Did it change your lifestyle?
After the crime, we tried making a new chair, but it wasn't as good. We also tried to make more porridge, but it wasn't the right temperature. It definitely changed how we live. It's hard sleeping knowing someone was in my bed without permission.
After the crime, did you add any security? If so, did you have it before the crime?
Yes, I did add some security such as a camera, an alarm, and more. I also hired Brooke Fox and Chippy and Chiplin for their amazing job of alerting me about the crime. Before the crime, I had no security.
Why do you think Goldilocks was in the woods alone, and why do you think he entered?
I think he was running from home and tried to hide in our home, but then he ate our food. He broke a chair. He slept in our beds.
Defense, you may now question the witness.
What did you see happen at the bear's house?
I walked up to our house and I immediately saw an open door. And then what I saw was all the porridge eaten out of and the chairs and all that evidence.
Why do you think Goldilocks is guilty?
I think the Goldilocks is guilty because he walked into our home and he ate our porridge and he broke a chair without any permission to even walk into our house in the first place.
Where were you during the scene and why were you there?
I was on a walk with the rest of my family because our porridge needed to cool. But as we were there, we were alerted by Chippy and Chiplin and Brooke Fox.
Do you think Goldilocks did all this accidentally? Why or why not?
I think that even if it was an accident, she should still be charged with crimes because either way, she still walked into our home without permission. She broke our stuff. And she should be charged with those 5 crimes that I named earlier.
What evidence do you have to charge Goldilocks of criminal trespass, damage to property, and robbery?
Well, we never tried to charge her with robbery because we knew that she shouldn't be charged with that because she didn't threaten us. But what we do have is we had an open door, that led us to breaking and entering or trespassing because our door was open and we didn't open it. And then when we went in there, we thought that somebody had burglarized our place because there was porridge eaten out of, and also assault because our $325 chair for We Bear was broken.
Witness, you may be seated. The prosecution now calls their second witness to the stand.
The prosecution now calls Chippy Chipmunk to the stand. Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Please read your opening statement.
My name is Chippy Chipmunk. I am a witness, and I am here today because Chiplin and I live next door to the Bear family. We were at Chiplin's house playing when we saw the Bear family leave, but we did not bother to talk. A few minutes later, we heard a big loud sound coming from the Bear family's house. So we walked over to their house to see what it was. When we got there, we seen that the door was wide open and we could see right in. The first thing that we spotted that the baby bear's chair was smashed to pieces. And when we looked at the kitchen table, Goldilocks was eating the baby bear's porridge. We were so shocked. So when he went upstairs, Chiplin and I went back outside and climbed a tree so we could see in the upstairs window. We saw him try Papa Bear's bed, then we saw him try Mama Bear's bed, then we saw him try Baby Bear's bed. When he was fast asleep, so Chiplin and I left the house. We went on our way to find the Bear family and tell them. When we found them, we told them everything.
Prosecution, you may now question the witness.
What were you doing at the time of the crime?
At the time of the crime, I was at Chiplin's house and we were playing hide and go seek, and that's when we heard the big loud sound, and that's when we saw Goldilocks.
What did you see at the Bear home?
When we got to the Bear family's house, we saw a broken chair, an empty bowl of porridge, and when we looked through the window, we saw her sleeping.
What do you think he should be charged with?
He should be charged with burglary, assault, breaking and entering, damage of property, and trespassing.
Do you have evidence? If so, what are they?
No, we do not have evidence because we left everything alone. We only watched what he had done.
Do you know anyone else that saw the crime? If so, who and what were they doing?
On our way, we saw Brooks Fox on a walk. When we got there, we did not see Brooks Fox anymore. But I thought I seen her run up by the house, but I was not sure, so I paid no attention.
Why do you think Goldilocks wandered the woods and entered the bear home?
I think she might have been playing outside and she wandered too far down a trail, and when she got there, she might have wanted to play, but when she got to the house, she might have got distracted.
Defense, you may now question the witness.
Why did the Bear family leave the door unlocked?
Because they were just on a walk and they would be back very soon.
Why do you want to charge Goldilocks of criminal trespass and damage to property?
Because it was not right for her to trespass and break the Bear family's items.
Why was Goldilocks charged with these certain crimes?
Because she damaged property, she trespassed, and that was not right for a 8 to 9-year-old to do.
Why do you want Goldilocks to go to jail so badly?
Because that was not right for her to do. Or him to do.
Do you believe Goldilocks deserves a chance to get out of these charges?
Soon enough, if he can not do this anymore.
Witness, you may be seated. The prosecution now calls their third witness to the stand.
The prosecution now calls Brooke Fox to the stand. Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
You may be seated.
Witness, please read your opening statement.
Hello, I am Brooke Fox, and I'm here as a witness to prove the defendant Goldilocks is guilty. I saw Goldilocks skipping through the woods while I was on a walk, and Goldilocks beat on the door. Soon it opened as she walked inside, even though he had no permission and the bears weren't home. Though I wasn't in the home, I heard Goldilocks inside jumping on chairs, and I heard him break a chair. And when he saw her complained. I believe Goldilocks should be punished for breaking in, entering, and damage to property because he entered without permission and he broke a chair. I also know that he ate the bear's food from him, saying that it's too cold or too hot. Then I saw the bears returning, so I continued on my walk. I hope that my information about this case will help you, and I'll answer any of the questions you have to ask.
Prosecution, you may now question the witness.
Did you or did you not see Goldilocks in the house? Or did you see the Bear family away from their house?
I saw the bear family on a path, but I didn't see them exit the house. The bear family didn't know Goldilocks had entered their home.
Do you know if he disturbed anything in the house?
Yes, he was very noisy. I heard him jumping on the chairs, and he broke one of them. I also heard him when he complained.
What were you doing at the time of the crime?
I was going on a walk in the woods, and I saw him enter the home. I was planning to walk to my favorite picnic spot and eat.
Based on what you saw, what charges should Goldilocks be pressed with?
I believe Goldilocks should be charged with breaking and entering. He entered the house without permission, and he also should be charged with damage to property because he broke Wee Bear's chair.
Did you see the Bear family come back?
I saw the bear family returning to the house. I figured they could take care of the Goldilocks problem, so I continued on my walk.
Defense, you may question the witness.
What did you see at the bear's house?
I saw Goldilocks enter the home, and I heard that he had broken a chair, and when he complained about the bear's food being too hot.
Why do you think Goldilocks entered the house?
It could have for any reason. I mean, maybe he was lost or tired and just wanted a place to stay for a bit.
Do you believe Goldilocks should have a chance to get out of these charges?
I do believe that he should be able to get out of these charges because it's not exactly normal for an 8 or 9-year-old to be charged with things like this, but I do believe that he should be punished.
Do you think Goldilocks did all of this accidentally? Why or why not?
I think he did it on purpose because he knew that the bears weren't home, and he ate their food and broke the chair.
Why did Goldilocks get charged when it was all accidental?
Because it's the bear's stuff, and they use it, and he kind of took it and ate all their food.
Witness, you may be seated. The prosecution now calls their fourth witness to the stand.
Prosecution now calls Chiplin Chipmunk to the stand. Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Witness, please read your opening statement.
Hello, my name is Chiplin Chipmunk, and I am here today because I am a witness. Me and my friend Chippy were playing hide and go seek at my house, which is located by the bear's home. Then all of a sudden, we heard a big loud sound. It had come from the bear's home. We saw Goldilocks had broken Wee Bear's chair, and she took a bite of each bear's porridge and ate all of Wee Bear's porridge. Then we saw her go out upstairs, and me and Chippy went outside and climbed the tree to look and see what she was gonna do. And she went in each bear's bed and slept in Wee Bear's bed, so we ran to tell the bears what happened, and so they could see all the destruction she has caused.
Prosecution, you may question the witness.
Did you or did you not see Goldilocks in the house?
Yes, she had already broken Wee Bear's chair when we looked to see what was wrong. He was eating a bite of each bear's porridge, then eating all of Wee Bear's porridge. Then I saw him go upstairs and sleep in Wee Bear's bed.
Can you describe what Goldilocks looked like?
Goldilocks looked about 8 or 9 years old with a cowboy hat and brown eyes. He was very well dressed in a blue shirt and brown boots with short golden hair.
How did you see Goldilocks exit the house?
He ran away from the bears' home probably as fast as he could, and the bears were running after him. But he was too quick. Me and Chippy were also trying to help, but we couldn't catch him either.
What were you doing at the time of the crime?
Chippy and I were playing hide and go seek at my house when we heard a big loud sound that came from the bear's home. We looked inside because we saw the bears leave a couple minutes ago and saw Wee Bear's chair broken and Goldilocks eating Wee Bear's porridge.
Based on what you saw, what charges should Goldilocks be pressed with?
Goldilocks should be charged with breaking and entering because she entered the bear's property, burglary because she entered their home when they were not home, and damage of property because she broke Wee Bear's chair.
Why do you think Goldilocks entered the house?
I think she entered the bear's home because she was running away. So she hadn't eaten in a while and she was tired from running. And she smelled the bear's porridge and she took a bite thinking she could get away with it.
Witness, you may be seated. Defense, you may now question the witness. What did you see at the bear's home?
I saw a chair broken and Goldilocks eating Wee Bear's porridge, then later going upstairs and sleeping in Wee Bear's bed.
Do you believe Goldilocks should have a chance to get out of these charges?
No, because how do you accidentally break someone's chair, eat their porridge, and sleep in their bed?
Why do you think he is guilty?
Because he ate their porridge and trespassed and broke a chair and went upstairs and slept in their bed and committed many crimes.
Do you think this was all worth the fuss?
Yes, because the bears had their belongings broken, and I wouldn't be happy if that happened to me. And she trespassed and broke into their home when they weren't home.
If your story is different, then are you lying?
No.
Witness, you may be seated. The defense now calls their first witness to the stand.
The defense now calls Goldilocks to the stand. Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Witness, please read your opening statement.
Hello, my name is Goldilocks. My friends and I were playing hide and seek, and I was looking for a place to hide. I saw a small house, and I went up to the door and knocked on the door twice. Suddenly, the door swayed open, so I walked inside. My jump rope was still in my hand, so I set it on the table. A bowl of porridge fell off the table and spilled everywhere. I ate some of the porridge because it was in the open and no one else was eating it. I set the bowl on the table and slipped on the remaining porridge and fell into a chair, and the small chair broke. I ran to the top of the house and hid under the big bed sheets. It wasn't comfortable, neither was the medium-sized bed. Finally, the small bed felt perfect, and it was a perfect hiding place. I was tired from playing hide and seek, and I accidentally fell asleep. When I woke up, I saw 3 bears, so I jumped out of the bed and ran into the forest. Also, if bears are concerned about children accidentally going into their house, they should lock the door.
Defense, you may now question your witness. Why did you enter the house?
I entered the house because I was looking for a place to hide while playing hide and seek, and the door opened after I knocked on the door 2 times.
Why did you eat the porridge?
I ate the porridge because there was no one eating it, and it was out in the open.
Why was there a broken chair on the floor?
The porridge that spilled out of the Wee Bear's bowl I slipped on it and accidentally slammed into the chair, and the chair fell to pieces.
Why were you in the bed?
I was in the bed because I was looking for a place to hide while I was in the house, and I accidentally fell asleep because I was tired.
Why were you in the woods?
I was in the woods because I was playing hide and seek.
Do you think you should have entered the house?
Yes, because I was looking for a place to hide.
Prosecution, you may question the witness.
Why were you in the Bear family's home?
Like I said, I was looking for a place to hide, and the door opened and I knocked, and it just swayed open.
Should you be charged with anything?
I do not believe I should be charged with anything, but I do believe I should be talked to by the Bear family.
What were you doing in the woods, and why did you enter the Bear's home?
I entered the house because I was trying to find a place to hide while playing hide and seek, and I was in the woods because that's where we were playing at.
Do you have any evidence?
No.
What influenced you to do this?
Because what influenced me to do this, I was running around in the woods trying to hide because I was playing hide and seek.
Witness, you may be seated. The defense now calls their second witness to the stand.
The
Defense now calls Little Red Riding Hood to the stand. Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
You may be seated.
Witness, please read your opening statement. I was playing hide and seek with Goldilocks, the White Rabbit, and the Wicked Witch of the West. The White Rabbit was hiding in a bush, and I was hiding in a tree, but we both witnessed the same thing. While the witch was looking for us, we were looking through a window and saw Goldilocks enter the bear's house, stomach rumbling loudly. He then walked up to the table. Licking his lips, he pulled out a spoonful of porridge from the first an enormous bowl and put the spoon in his mouth. When he pulled out the spoon, he exclaimed, "Ow, that porridge is too hot." He then tried the second and medium-sized bowl of porridge, and he said, "Brr, that is not too hot, it is too cold." Then he finally moved on to the last bowl, where he did not say anything, but gobbled it all up. He did, however, spill some on the spot behind him. When he turned around, he slipped onto a little tiny chair and broke it. He then yawned and walked upstairs. I am still fully convinced that Goldilocks is innocent, as any damage done was accidental. Defense, you may question the witness.
How did Goldilocks get into the house?
Goldilocks got into the house because she knocked lightly on the door. The door swung open. She did not use force. There were no trespassing signs. Goldilocks just knocked and the door swung open.
Did Goldilocks rob the bear's house?
No, she did not. No, because she did not forcefully threaten them. She did not use actual force. Furthermore, she was hungry, and if the bears wanted colder porridge, they should have put it in the fridge. The porridge probably costed less than $300.
Why did she go into the house?
She went into the house because she thought it was abandoned. She also was looking for a hiding spot. She did not find one. It was not her fault that the door swung open and she thought it was abandoned.
How did she break the chair and why?
She did break the chair. As she ate the little bowl of porridge, some of it spilled behind her. When she turned around, she slipped on it, breaking the chair.
Why did Goldilocks run off when the bear family got home?
I believe Goldilocks was frightened by the family. They scared her, which made her run. The bear family is definitely intimidating. Like I said, they most likely frightened her, making her run.
Why do you think Goldilocks is innocent?
I believe Goldilocks is innocent because everything she did, from the door to the beds, was accidental. She honestly thought the house was abandoned. It was not her fault that the porridge was there. That was the bear's. She did not mean to spill it and break the chair. She was hungry. She was tired. She does not deserve to be chased by police. Prosecution, you may question the witness.
Do you think he knew what he was doing, or was he too young?
I think that he knew what he was doing because he was looking for a hiding spot. He wasn't trying to damage anything because he knew what he was doing and he was looking for a hiding spot.
Do you know anyone else that saw the crime? If so, who and what were they doing?
The White Rabbit and the Wicked Witch of the West were hiding. The White Rabbit was hiding beneath me, and the Wicked Witch of the West was looking for us, and they both witnessed the crime.
Do you think he would have done it if the family was home?
I do not think he would have done it if the bear family was home, because he wouldn't have looked in a house that was for a hiding spot in a house full of bears.
Do you know anyone that influenced him? If so, who?
I do not know anybody that would influence him to go into the bear's house. He thought it was abandoned because he knocked and the door swung open. Nobody could have influenced him to do it.
Why do you want to defend Goldilocks?
I want to defend Goldilocks because she is innocent. She didn't do anything on purpose. Everything she did was accidental. Witness, you may be seated. The defense now calls their third witness to the stand.
Defense now calls the Wicked Witch of the West to the stand. Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Yes. You may be seated.
Please read your opening statement.
I am the Wicked Witch of the West. I was playing hide and go seek with Red Riding Hood, the White Rabbit, and Goldilocks. I counted for a while and then I started to look for them. When I finished, I looked around for them, but I had gotten tired of walking. So I got on my broom and I flew around. That's when I saw a house in the woods. I had never seen it before, so I decided to take a look on the outside of the house. I looked through an upstairs window and saw 3 beds. In the third, I noticed a hump in the bed. Also, a piece of blue jeans sticking out of the covers and blonde pieces of hair sticking out of the covers also. Then I saw the person roll over to where their face was facing me. That was when I noticed it was Goldilocks. I went to go knock on the door, but it was already open. So I walked inside the living room, had a big chair, a medium chair, and a small broken chair. Then I walked into the kitchen and smelled porridge. The first one was too hot, but the second one was too cold. But the third one, it was just right, but there wasn't any left. Then I remembered Goldie. I started up the stairs, but I heard a big growl, so I looked for a door, and then I saw the back door. I ran to the back door and flew back to the counting tree. That is my side of the story, so I think that since the door was already unlocked, you can't blame Goldie for the crime.
Defense, you may now question the witness.
What was Goldilocks doing upstairs and why?
Upstairs, Goldie was taking a nap after he ate the porridge. I looked in the window, and that was when I saw Goldie in the house. She was tired from running to find a hiding spot, so he laid down in a bed. That is why I think Goldie was upstairs.
Was there anything suspicious about the house?
In the house, I saw animal prints on the floor. I also saw on the door it had something written in Latin. I don't know much about Latin, but the word that I could spell out was eaten. That made me wonder. So I went inside to take a look around. The house is very different from a human house, so it must be special.
Do you think this is all just a misunderstanding?
If I were the bears, then I would be angry if someone got into my house. When you think about it, though, it is the bears' fault because they left the door unlocked. Yes, I think the bears are misunderstanding this problem.
Did Goldilocks commit a real crime?
No, because if the door was unlocked, you think to go in. It was a house in the woods that just looked like an old broken down cabin. So if this was a crime, then the bears should be part of this too because they were the ones to leave the door unlocked.
If you were Goldilocks, would you go into the bear's house to hide?
Yes, because if the door was unlocked, you would think no one owned it. So the bears need to lock their door before they leave their house. Hiding in an old cabin would be a good idea too.
Why do you think Goldilocks is innocent?
I think Goldilocks is innocent because Goldilocks is only 8 years old. He was just knocking on the door to meet someone new, but it just opened on its own. Goldilocks shouldn't be blamed for this crime.
Prosecution, you may now question the witness.
What do you think should happen to him?
I think that Goldilocks should have a very small consequence for this problem.
Should his parents be charged with his crimes?
I think that they should help work out what happened, but I don't think that they should be charged with it because they weren't in this problem.
Do you think his parents knew he was out?
Well, Goldilocks had some friends, so they probably knew that that Goldilocks knew the parents of her friends, so they probably knew that he was out.
Did he have someone waiting on her outside to escape the scene?
No, because Goldilocks was just hiding in an old broken down cabin. Can you restate the question?
Did he have someone waiting on him outside to escape the scene?
He didn't have anyone waiting outside except for the white rabbit because they were hiding in a tree nearby the cabin.
Do you think he has ever committed any other crimes?
I've known Goldilocks for a very long time. Ever since I've known him, he hasn't committed any other crimes.
Witness, you may be seated. The defense now calls their fourth witness to the stand.
The defense now calls the White Rabbit to the stand. Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Macy.
Please read your opening statement.
Hello, I'm the White Rabbit, and the other day, me, Goldilocks, and Red Riding Hood were playing hide and seek while the Wicked Witch of the West was looking for us. I was hiding in a bush, and I knew exactly where Red Riding Hood was. She was in a tree, but I had no idea where Goldilocks was. And then I heard someone knocking on the door in the house that I was beside. In the house beside me, I looked through the window, and then I saw Goldilocks trying to eat the porridge. Then some of the porridge spilled, and he slipped over the chair. And then he got up, and he brushed himself off, and he went upstairs. I didn't see anything else because I was at a downstairs window. But all I know is that it was all an accident, and he didn't mean to do anything.
Defense, you may now question your witness.
Did you think the house was abandoned?
Yes, because there was nothing in the yard. There were also no people or animals in the house. The house also kind of looked like it was abandoned.
What did you see when you heard the noise in the house?
I saw Goldilocks trying the porridge, and then he accidentally slipped on the porridge that fell, and he fell over the chair. And then he got upstairs, and then he went upstairs.
Where were you when this all happened?
I was hiding in the bushes while the Wicked Witch of the West was looking for us, playing hide and seek like I do every Tuesday before my tea party.
Is the Bear family overreacting?
No, I don't believe. Yes, I believe that they are overreacting because Goldilocks is 8, and I mean, like, she couldn't have really done anything that bad.
Why do you think Goldilocks is innocent?
Because all of the stuff that she has done was accidental.
Prosecution, you may now question the witness.
Why was Goldilocks wandering in the woods alone?
She wasn't alone. She was with me, Red Riding Hood, and the Wicked Witch of the West was looking for us.
Did Goldilocks do anything wrong?
No, I do not believe that he did anything wrong because everything was accidental, like I said.
Do you think that the Bear family is overreacting?
Like I said before, yes, I do believe that they are overreacting.
What were you doing at the time of the crime?
I was in the bushes beside the house.
The Bear family has pressed charges against Goldilocks, accusing her of trespass, damage to property, and robbery. Do you agree with this? Why or why not?
Well, I do not agree with that because the house looked abandoned. So if he went in the house on accident thinking that it was abandoned, then that couldn't have been anything wrong.
Witness, you may be seated. Court is now adjourned for jury's deliberation.